What's up today? So let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis of US30 and NAS100. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity currently we have in both of these indices. As we can see on the lower time frame, we could find a significant trading opportunity. Now, before we discuss what it is, let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis. Then we'll jump onto this time frame to see how we can trade US30 and NAS100. First of all, let's begin with US30 with higher time frame monthly. Why? Because monthly, weekly will give you a clear direction in the market, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. Now, US30, as you can see, if you look at the monthly price action back to back 3 months price action, what you see that the price, in fact, on the monthly perspective, grab liquidity from this very important doji, broke this high and then closed with a very strong rejection, starting with a very long term downtrend. Now, as a result, we have seen on the lower time frame a strong downtrend with this monthly creating series of lower high. We see a continuation of downtrend every month. Previous months we have seen, from after retracing to this important level, we see that US30 started to drop and created this strong bearish candle. This month, as soon as market open, we have seen a retest of this broken support with this green candle. This support, in fact, a very important. As you can see, there is a big movement except this green candle, which has given a very important level of support, acted as resistance here. And we see this month we saw primarily a rejection. That means that this support, which is acting as resistance, could be respected, and we could potentially find a selling opportunity below this level for this movement to the downside. Now, looking at the weekly perspective, we see that US30 created a nice looking bearish price action on the weekly as well. After this formation of head and shoulder on the weekly, you can see there is a strong breakdown from this head and shoulder with this long bearish engulfer back to back three long candle. Now, previous week we have seen a retracement to the upside. If we take our Fibonacci for this movement, we see that the price has been rejected from this 38.2% Fibonacci level and closed as a long week candle. So all those candlestick pattern is signifying a strong possibility for further drop on US30. Then where we can expect next selling zone. As you can see, this level that we have drawn, which is the monthly resistance, also acting as a support here with this long doji on the weekly, can provide us a really important level for selling US30 on the lower time frame in this zone, as this is the zone where you could potentially see a lower high on the weekly and then drop. As the price is here, we can potentially expect now the price to go up and test this zone and then to continue to drop. So monthly, weekly, we have seen a potential for dropping. Now, if we look at daily time frame, we see that US30 in fact created a pattern that is a probability now for going up to test this level and then to continue to drop. Now, as you can see, this is the zone where there is a daily doji here. Probably it is highly likely that the price is creating a lower high with this doji, and then we could potentially see that the price continue to drop. Now, there is another probability for US30 to test this level as well. As you can see, there is a daily doji. This is the support of this doji, which is also there is a gap opening. The same level is acting at 20 period moving average, acting as a dynamic resistance. So what we could potentially see during this, probably this news announcement later today, we could see US30 is going up to this level, testing this zone or testing this zone, and then we could see significant movement to the downside that can give us a really nice looking shorting opportunity on US30. Now, if you draw both of this level, now let's look at the lower time frame to see how we can find potential selling opportunity on US30. Now, if you see in this time frame, there is a nice looking head and shoulder has been created on US30 and has broken down. Now, with that breakout of this head and shoulder, we haven't still seen proper retest of this support of this neckline as resistance. There is a probability now for that to happen, as there is a previous resistance here. So what is likely to happen later today could likely that the price will go there, will test this previous support zone here as a resistance, and also this level probably will create a head and shoulder with that zone and continue to drop. There is another probability for the price to go up further to test this level here, that is the daily liquidity zone, and then continue to drop. Now these are the two zones that will be considered watching price action for a potential shorting opportunity. If we find suitable price action confirmation from that zone for potential entry, we'll consider shorting US30 with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at NAS100. As you can see, both of these indices almost following each other, but NAS100 looks like a little bit strongly bearish than US30. Looking at quickly bigger picture monthly, you can see the same kind of pattern. We see that NAS100 in fact broken this monthly level of support, which is acting now as a resistance with a gap opening, but there are monthly, weekly, and closing. So now let's look at, so which is also a bearish market. It's likely to drop on the lower time frame. Looking at the weekly, we have seen the same kind of price action as the US30, except this one is a little bit of bearish. Now on the weekly, as soon as the market open, what we have seen, the NAS100 has started to melt to the downside. Now what we are expecting on the lower time frame to go up a little bit to test this zone, or probably to test that level and then to continue to drop, as we have explained in US30. So both of this time frame giving us a potential shorting opportunity. Now looking at the daily, we see same kind of possibility for US NAS 100 to go up and test this level and then to continue to drop, or even to drop after testing of this monthly resistance level. Now looking at intraday perspective, then what we are expecting during the news announcement to have an impulsive move to the upside, probably will test this neckline of this head and shoulder. As you can see on the 4 hour, we have seen nice looking head and shoulder has been created, has broken to the downside. What I think that this price could continue to go up against the trend to test this level, and once we will find this kind of price action along this zone on NAS 100, we will consider shorting with a high probability trade setup with our students according to the rules of our strategy. If you find value in this analysis, then smash the like button, and also don't forget to drop a comment below to help this idea. Thank you for watching. See you soon in my next analysis.